Ryan, here's a note that we got from Luke Smale on Twitter, or excuse me, on YouTube, and he says, "With all the talk of the Mandalorian and Grogu not making money, which it's sure looking like that, right? Like, I haven't looked at the latest box office for that, but I think it's underperforming what we were looking at.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't feel like it's holding. You know, it's probably dropping in a way that they didn't expect. And the real story is these smaller movies and these younger filmmakers
doing better,
dominating each weekend.
Yeah. So as of this recording, it's at 297 million worldwide against $165 million budget.
You know, see, and that's interesting, by the way, just real quick to talk about that. As a Star Wars film, not great.
Right.
But as a streaming show, you know, having a movie in theaters, right? I mean, I don't know. You know, it's like sort of when Game of Thrones would put their finale in the theaters or something, you know? I just feel like there should be different expectations. But again, I know that's not what they wanted. So, so I can see that this is not a success, but I also feel like, you know, expectations should be calibrated a little bit.
I think when the movie came out, I was sort of in the mindset that, like, well, if it lands at around 500 million worldwide, I think objectively you have to call that a win.
Oh, totally. Sure.
It doesn't look like it's going to land in sniffing distance of 500 million.
Right.
Because if it's at 300 million right now, I'd say generously you get another 100.
Yeah, pretty generous.
Right? Like, I mean, that's about as far as it gets. Yeah. So, you know, and you can say, oh, I mean, like, again, this is like you and I have been talking about Masters of the Universe. There's no way to spin that as, oh, you know, it's going to do well on streaming. It's like, yeah, but you spent $200 million on it, you know? You didn't spend that much money for it to do well on streaming.
Right.
But all of that is to say that movie's performance has led to questions about whether Star Wars is dead as a franchise, which I would say probably not. You know, however, Luke says that has me thinking: what franchises would you consider truly dead? I was thinking possibly Jaws, as that has not had a movie in 40 years next year. But on the other hand, merchandise is still everywhere, and the 50th anniversary last year was a big deal. So which ones would be? Dirty Dozen? Well, Police Academy.
Police Academy, yes, sure.
It's almost like, what do you consider a franchise?
Yeah, but no, Jaws is a really interesting one because, yeah, to his point, it was a big deal, the 50th anniversary, and they had popcorn buckets for it, so you know it was a big deal. And by the way, I regret not getting one of those barrel soda cups. It was sort of like Homer and Mr. T at the mall. I was like, well, I'll get one when it goes on sale, and then it never went on sale, and then it was gone. And I was like, so it's never going to be back? I'll never have a Jaws barrel soda cup? But that is a franchise, right? I mean, there's 4 of them.
Yeah.
And Jaws is as well known as it's ever been. I mean, you know, all things considered, as old as it is. But you don't ever hear talk of Universal thinking about rebooting Jaws.
That's right.
Right? I mean, you do get movies like The Meg, and I think there's an Alice Eve. Did you see this? She has a movie out right now. I feel like it's a shark movie, but it's heavily AI created, and people are kind
of no, it's the first time hearing of it.
Turning on it. I just saw there's like a headline I just skipped over. But you know what I mean? Like, if there's a big shark movie, it's never Jaws or even resembles Jaws. It's like they turn it into some sort of prehistoric shark kind of situation, or Deep Blue Sea, or, you know, it's genetically enhanced or something like that. So
right.
Yeah, I would have a hard time imagining anytime soon making a direct Jaws sequel or a reboot of Jaws. That's a great example.
No, Jaws as a sequel machine is finished.
Yeah.
I think it's a testament to how incredible that first movie is that those sequels didn't capsize the perception of that first movie.
Yeah.
Right. But I think if we define franchise as solely about sequels, then yeah, obviously Jaws is kaput. But if a franchise is a thing that generates ancillary money and merchandising and everything else, well, then it's still very much in the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah. That's a good point.
Right. And I think in that sense, how many 50-plus-year-old movies are able to do that, right?
I know.
Like move merch. You know what I mean? You got your Godfather and your Jaws, and it's a pretty short list.
I feel like it begins in the 70s.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything from maybe Star Trek, I suppose, even though that wasn't a film at that point.
Right.
But like that's like Gen X and younger. Those are the franchises that continue to generate sales, toys and shirts and whatever.
Well, I mean, yeah, Star Trek, obviously. Well, Planet of the Apes is still going.
That's true. Well, that's true. Yeah.
They just announced another one in the last few weeks.
Yeah.
That's a rare thing though. Yeah. I think that like you'll see normal people wearing like a Rocky t-shirt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. So it's not like normies aren't going to wear Star Trek merch, for example,
Yeah,
that's
sure.
That's pretty inside.
Yeah.
I mean, none of those movies hold a candle to Police Academy, of course. But
Police Academy. Yeah.
I don't know why I'm so stuck on Police Academy.
But no, that's a good one because I mean, the first one was a hit in the 80s and it spawned a cartoon series, action figures. There's at least 5 sequels, I think. I mean, that was a franchise.
Yeah, I think Police Academy landed at 7 movies all told.
Wow.
The last one was Mission to Moscow.
Mm-hmm.
And that was
Mission to Moscow.
Why do I know that? That by then they'd left the number off. So that was 7, Police Academy 7.
Okay.
By then Steve Guttenberg had noped out. And so, you had Michael Winslow was like the big star.
Dude, take it. Take that paycheck, man. Do it.
Christopher Lee is in that movie.
Really?
Actually, look at this. Christopher Lee, Ron Perlman, and Claire Forlani.
What? That sounds like Mad Libs.
This is your Cinematrix trump card.
Yes, you're right.
Now Police Academy, they have been trying to bring back since forever.
Have they really?
Yeah. In the 90s, there was a syndicated TV series.
I have a vague memory of that.
I remember you and I a couple of years ago. I don't even know how I went off on this tangent. I think we were talking about Top Gun Maverick. I was like, dude, Police Academy Mahoney.
Right.
And it's Steve Guttenberg's character. And I had sort of mapped that whole thing out. And now I'm like just getting mad at the world that movie doesn't exist.
Right.
I think broadly what we're seeing right now is that these attempts to regurgitate a lot of this stuff from the 70s, 80s, and 90s is running aground because it's just people are ready to move on, Yeah. And the kitsch appeal notwithstanding, I think a lot of it just goes away, And
that's okay. I mean, if you're still selling your Jaws Blu-rays, you're still selling the shirts, people show up for the 50th anniversary. You don't need to make it a new thing. Just let it be that classic thing. Everybody, let it be Wizard of Oz,
Well, it's like I was reading about how there is another Magnificent 7 series.
Film or for
I think it's a streaming series. It's going to star Matt Dillon. I believe it's going to be on MGM Plus.
Okay.
So no one is going to watch it, is what that means. MGM Plus. Are you kidding me?
It's funny you say that because I saw that Project Hail Mary is going exclusively to MGM Plus. And so it's just sort of like, one of the biggest movies of the year is going to a service that no one has, which is quite the move to try to get people to subscribe.
It's a choice.
Yeah.
I see what's more likely is people will just, if they don't want to wait for the Blu-ray, they'll just purchase the digital copy on Google Play or whatever,
Right.
Anyway, but Magnificent 7. So this newest version stars Matt Dillon as the character played by Denzel Washington and Michael Biehn in the 90s TV show, and then Yul Brynner in the old the classic one, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, Magnificent Seven is like a good example. Here's a thing that every decade or so they dust it off and they wheel it out again.
Mm-hmm.
And we hear the music because everybody knows the music.
Mm-hmm.
And then we forget about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Because it's like, how many versions of this do we really need?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it can be good, but sometimes things strike in the right moments.
Yeah.
In their right time.
Yeah.
And those stories, they can be good and people will see it, but that doesn't mean it's going to be a cultural thing again.
That's right.
It's a different moment.
And this goes to more broadly just the conversation you and I have been having over the last several weeks and months on this podcast, that like, it's, and dare I say, a decade plus on this podcast. Sometimes it's okay to just let a story end.
Yeah.
And just let it be a complete thing, and it's a thing you go back to and revisit and you re-enjoy. And obviously that's at odds with how Hollywood works. Mm-hmm. But there is something to be said about the idea that sometimes the longer a series stretches, it doesn't increase the value, it decreases the value because it makes a thing less special.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
You know what's interesting on that note? Before Disclosure Day, there was a trailer for a movie called The End of Oak Street, or the
Yes, that's right. J.J. Abrams.
Yeah, was it? He didn't direct it, but
he produced it.
At the End of Oak Street. I want to say it right.
Yeah,
House at the End of Oak Street. And it's
just called The End of Oak Street.
The End of Oak Street. And yeah, it's basically a story that takes place in the 80s, and a suburban neighborhood block gets moved, and all of a sudden there's dinosaurs. And it occurred to me, wow, really the only dinosaur movies are Jurassic Park. You know what I mean? But like, people love dinosaurs. Kids love dinosaurs. They want to buy dinosaurs. Yeah. It's interesting that there aren't other movies about dinosaurs. And this is kind of a fun... instead of putting it back in, it's a clever way to not have to go back to caveman times or something.
Right.
And have a story in the past. Like, what was that movie? Something BC. You remember that? It was like a Roland Emmerich thing, I think.
Yes. Wasn't it? Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So this is a way you still get, somewhat modern characters.
10,000 BC.
10,000 BC. You know what I mean? You get these sort of modern-ish characters interacting with dinosaurs, and it's not Jurassic Park. And I just thought that was kind of interesting that we don't see more of that.
I think the problem is that Jurassic has that concept on lock.
Yeah.
In the minds of several generations, right? So it's like anything else is going to be like Temu JP.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sure. Yeah, but I thought this was a clever conceit, and it appeals to me and the Amblin-y look of it and everything.
Although I should say, by the way, I think a lot of people probably look at anything past like 2001 that's officially JP as still Temu JP. So there is that also.
Well, yeah.
there is that worth acknowledging.
Yeah. Any other franchises? I actually have one. I was just playing Cinematrix and swapping answers with a friend, and Men in Black came up.
Oh, there's a good one.
And she used Men in Black 4, and I thought, holy crap, there was a Men in Black 4. Right? Where they tried to reboot it, and they had Tessa Thompson and Chris Hemsworth, and it just didn't click.
Yeah.
And Men in Black 1, we've brought this up before. I love Men in Black 1. I still think it is a exceptional, fun sci-fi adventure movie.
Yeah.
And just so clever, and just it's so witty and inventive and imaginative, and it's just a wonderful tone, unique to itself.
Yeah.
And somehow they could just never do it again. And they tried.
Even with the sequels, the official sequels.
Yeah, 2 was a little bit of a disaster, I think. There was, I want to say, Twin Towers involved in the ending, and it was after 9/11, and so I think they didn't even refilm anything. They just ripped 20 minutes out of that movie, and it just didn't.
And it shows.
Yeah, it just doesn't work. And then 3, I don't even remember, and it just didn't connect the way the first one did.
3 was good, but it doesn't touch the first one.
Yeah. So it's they have tried, and then they tried rebooting it, and they've made 4 of these things, but they just try as they might. It just hasn't continued.
One thing I said about Men in Black International when it came out is it felt like it was like watching CSI Miami.
Yeah.
Where you're like, well, I like Vegas, but this is on, so I guess I'll just watch this.
Sure. Hey, this is Brian, and that was a preview of our latest bonus conversation, which you can find exclusively on our Patreon feed. If you head over to patreon.com/moviefilmpodcast and hit subscribe for only $5 a month, you'll find bonus conversations like this, which we drop about twice a month, along with every commentary we've ever done and every episode moving forward, absolutely ad-free. So no random ads and interruptions butting into the conversation. So if you're interested to hear more and enjoy the best listening experience possible, head over to patreon.com/moviefilmpodcast and subscribe. We'd be very grateful.